Happy Sabbath, everyone. It's been a while. I think I'm just going to go down to cutting a video maybe on the Sabbath, once a week. Because I might do two today because I want to do one on the third death. But this one's in regards to Matthew 16, verse 6, where Jesus says, "Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and scribes and Sadducees." He says that because that's what they were spewing out. The Pharisees and the Sadducees were very, very legalistic. Now, this is true legalism. Now, when Christians today try to tell you that if you obey the commandments, that you're being legalistic, that's the opposite of the truth. He says, by your fruits you'll know them. Again, the example, a mother doesn't love her child to become a mother. She loves the child because she is a mother. And so it is with the Christian. The Christian doesn't, rush forward to do those things that please God because they want to become a Christian. It's because they are. And it manifests in their behavior. And that's why he says, by their fruits. So by your works, it doesn't save you because there's still justification. Jesus dying justified you, but sanctification wise. Anyway, Matthew 16:6 says, beware of the leaven. So what is leaven? Really, the topic of this discussion is leaven, fermentation, death. They're all the same. Leaven is decaying, it's rotting. Fermentation. If you get a potato and you eat it, you'll have the nutrient of a potato. It saved the Irish in the potato famine. It sustained a culture. But if you let that potato rot and ferment, it becomes vodka. The same with hops and barley create beer. And if you let grapes rot, it becomes wine. It's a fermentation. It's a dying process. It's a rotting. Leaven is like yeast. The reason you have your bread and it's all full of holes is because there was a decaying process that produced gases, and those gases produced holes, making your bread lighter. And the Wonder Bread makes you wonder about that bread because it's virtually useless. Unleavened bread is solid, it's thick, it doesn't go through the fermentation, and again, you don't get drunk on bread, but it is a decaying process. If you look at a body when it dies, left to itself, it will bloat. Gases will bloat that body. Not to be graphic or anything, but it will bloat. Well, fermentation's the same way. Fermentation is a dying, a rotting, a decaying process. And that's why Jesus says, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, because what they were doing is they were offering a rotting gospel, a decaying gospel, a gospel that has no life to it. So the attitude is, be aware of their leaven, for they teach a false doctrine. And it's important that you know that. And just like alcohol, which I'd had in my past, and glad to be done with, it brought nothing but not good from me. It changes you and it decays you. If you eat something that's decaying or rotting, you eventually have the attributes of that substance. Eventually become it. For those who don't repent. If you look at David and Uriah and Bathsheba, they're all going to be in heaven, likely, very likely. And they're going to look at each other and wonder, what? Because the last moment that when they closed their eyes and they opened their eyes, that was it. That was the second coming. And they're going to wonder, well, that's interesting. Just like those people that Saul killed, who became Paul, they're going to wonder, what's he doing here? I mean, he killed us by the thousands and thousands. He thought he was doing the Lord's work. A footstool. And that was an earlier video. But beware of the leaven, people. Beware of things that decay and rot, that man loves and clings on to and wants you to cling on to. Because it's death. And it'll lead to death. And if you're not careful, it'll lead to your death. Happy Sabbath, everyone. Have a wonderful day.